Welcome back to our Inside the Issue special. Now to the question of immigration in America. The percentage of immigrants in this country is at its highest level in 100 years. According to Census Bureau numbers, at least 14% of everyone in America was born somewhere else, in another country. That's about 45 million people, and that figure rises by about 1 million every single year. Even under the current president, more than 2 million additional immigrants have been given green cards. About half of this foreign-born population is Hispanic, and that's a political concern for Republicans. They have heard over and over again they need to embrace open borders in order to win over Hispanic voters. But as usual, that is simply projection. The media class wants open borders. Most actual Hispanic voters do not. A new Pew poll shows that only 14% of Hispanic Americans think America has too few immigrants. Fully 73% believe we don't need any more immigrants, or we'd be better off with fewer immigrants. And that's where most people are. Americans don't hate immigrants, obviously. It's the most welcoming country in the world. But a large majority of Americans believe we have enough already. For the last 2 years, the White House said it understood this. This is a democracy, and so major government policies must reflect the view of most citizens, especially over time. But then something changed. Over the last month, several news outlets have reported that the White House now backs policies to import even more immigrants to the highest level ever in the history of the country. The president himself said this at the State of the Union. So who's the constituency for this? Who wants this? Well, left-wing activists do, corporate donors do, CNN anchors do. And that's about it, actually. Nobody else wants that. But apparently we're getting it anyway. No wonder people are angry. Well, the Green New Deal promises to tear down our power plants, ground our airplanes, stop our cars in the driveway, all in the name of the environment. But now, young pioneer Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says there will be another casualty in the implementation of the Great Green Leap Forward: flatulent cows.
My Twitter mentions, I'm getting a lot of references about cow farts. And I think that's a reference to your Green New Deal.
Yes.
Can you explain that for us?
Yes. In the deal, what we talk about is, I mean, and it's true, is that we need to take a look at factory farming, you know, period. It's wild. Yeah. Listen, we got to address factory farming. Maybe we shouldn't be eating a hamburger for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, let's keep it real.
Slow down.
Let's keep it real. Maybe we shouldn't be eating hamburgers. I mean, it's wild. Or driving cars or using appliances or having a middle class. Basically, that's the gist of it. Chris Hahn is radio host, a former aide to Senator Chuck Schumer, a longtime Democrat who's watching, no doubt, in horror as his party goes insane. He joins us tonight to pretend it's all okay. Great to see you, Chris. So, when you look, and I know you want to beat Trump, all Democrats want to beat Trump. Even some Republicans are just distressed by Trump.
We're gonna.
And maybe so. But when you look at the new leader of your party, the only Democrat powerful enough to keep Amazon out of New York, AOC, run in favor of grounding airplanes, stopping car travel, and telling people how many burgers they can eat, do you think that's a winning message for you guys?
Look, she's trying to move the center back to the center, and the only way the left could do that is if they start on the left. I think for far too many years, the left have allowed the right to define the center as actually the right. And I think that's been a problem for progressives and Democrats in their policymaking, and it has disillusioned millions of voters who've turned away from them and gone to the Green Party and other parties.
I just want to be clear on getting this.
I don't think
this is the best explanation I've ever heard. So you're saying that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a centrist?
What I'm saying is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and others who are actually proposing things that are actually seeming very far to the left have a chance of actually getting a compromise that's in the center, something Democrats have abandoned since Reagan.
So by this reasoning, I would say we would be having an argument about crime, and I would say anyone accused of a crime should be summarily executed in the street like they did in Saigon during the war. And you would say, that's crazy. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm really a centrist. I'm just trying to bring us back to a sensible crime policy. I mean, shouldn't elected officials describe what they really want instead of saying crazy things to move the Overton window or whatever you're arguing?
Well, no, I think she actually does want a lot of the things in that deal. I don't think that most Democrats agree with everything in that deal, but they would like to get somewhere where we actually move the ball forward on climate change and not just go back to the same old tired conservative principles. The best example on this, for example, Tucker, is Obamacare. Obamacare was a centrist right-wing policy before Obama took it off.
I know, I've heard the talking point. It came from the Heritage Foundation,
and Republicans called it socialism.
I know the whole thing. I mean, by the way, if Obamacare worked, I think we got Obamacare in the end, then why do some people not have health insurance? Why do the majority of bankruptcies result from medical bills? If Obamacare was, Obamacare actually didn't work. Can we just say that? I mean, since you brought it up.
I think he should have started on the left. He should have had a robust public option, but he was afraid of being called a socialist.
Wait a second. I was told that Obamacare was a panacea, and if I disagreed, I was a racist.
Democrats might as well ask for what they want because Republicans are going to call them a socialist no matter how market-friendly their policy is.
Okay. Right. So, but just bottom line, do you think that the government ought to control how many hamburgers you eat? Let's just start there. Really simple.
Look, in my case, it would be very hard for them to do that. So, no, I don't believe they should.
So you're a hamburger resistor now. You're saying you're going to take it from my cold, dead hands.
I'm not a
is that what you're saying?
Congress.
Okay. So you're not going to, Chris Hahn is on the record.
Tucker.
You come from my hamburger. You want a piece? Take it. That's what you're saying.
You're gonna steal it from my cold, dead arteries.
That's a spirit. Chris Hahn, good to see you. Thank you.
Nice to see you.